pieces, but not a trace of fat. Kemp's To Your Health Caramel Praline Crunch has unbelievable caramel sauce and decadent pecan crunch, but not a speck of fat. Kemp's, America's favorite way to stay fit.
A little to the left. Yeah. No. Hey! Watch out for the Dunkin' Bagel.
I guess Dunkin' Donuts has bagels.
Be great with a cup of their coffee.
Get our coffee and bagel combo for $1.99.
Belly laugh up to the bar for Cheers tonight at 11:30 on Fox Philadelphia. And now, Philadelphia's only primetime news hour, honored by the Associated Press as the best newscast in Pennsylvania, the Fox 10 o'clock news.
Good evening. We have an update on the stay of Gary Heidnick's execution in a moment, but first, politics. House Speaker Newt Gingrich is in our area tonight for a campaign fundraiser.
He's helping to raise money for someone else, but it's Gingrich's own finances that are under a microscope. That's first on Fox tonight. Just yesterday, Gingrich announced he's borrowing $300,000 to pay his fine for ethics violations, but the matter is not going away quietly. Bill Prasad is live in the newsroom with the story. Bill.
Gingrich is in town tonight to raise money for Congressman Jim Greenwood, but the focus of tonight's meeting quickly shifted from Greenwood's wallet to Gingrich's debt and the personal loan that is supposed to make it all go away.
House Speaker Newt Gingrich presses the flesh in Ivyland. The Speaker has just procured a $300,000 loan from former Senator Bob Dole. The money will pay off an unprecedented sanction for violating House ethics. Gingrich says Dole's terms are comparable to what a bank would have given.
If we could get commercial banks to agree to do it, and if the Ethics Committee approves it, I think most people are going to say that's a reasonable thing to do.
But some House Democrats call the loan a sweetheart deal because it does not require any principal or interest payment until 2005.
If Bill Clinton or Al Gore had done the same thing, these Republicans would be all over them, accusing them of unethical practices.
Tonight, Senator Arlen Specter and Congressman Jim Greenwood rallied around the Speaker. Gingrich says he is holding himself to the highest standard possible by paying back the money.
I thought the best thing was for me to pay personally. I'm not a rich man. I'm a middle-class college teacher, but I'm willing to bite the bullet and do what's right.
If Gingrich elects not to make any payments until the loan is due, he'll owe a whopping $640,000. The Speaker hopes this loan will wipe out the debt and the cloud of suspicion that has followed him. In the newsroom, I'm Bill Prasad, Fox News.
We have this just into the Fox 10 o'clock news. The U.S. Supreme Court has vacated the stay of execution for Gary Heidnick. That means the state has scheduled Heidnick's execution for 2 a.m. That is in 4 hours. This case has been in and out of court very much over the last few days. As of right now, the state has scheduled Heidnick's execution for 2 a.m. He was sentenced 10 years ago for the murders of women in his North Philadelphia home. Jacqueline?
A viewing tonight for a Cherry Hill man shot dead after he answered his door. Family and friends of Robert Barr attended a wake at St. Peter's Catholic Church in Merchantville tonight. Barr was killed last Sunday. His estranged wife and 2 others have been charged. Police say Barr and his wife Michelle were in a bitter custody battle involving their 2-year-old son. Barr's funeral is tomorrow morning.
A shocker in a Delaware County courtroom. A judge said he isn't convinced the family, friends, and attorneys of John DuPont have the convicted murderer's best interest at heart. An agreement which would turn over control of DuPont's money is now on hold.
Don't fall.
Jean Sheehan thought that by the time she walked out of court, she and others would be in control of her brother's vast fortune. It didn't work out that way.
I have loved him dearly all these years and will do the very best I can for his interests.
An agreement has been reached that would put Sheehan, John DuPont's sister, his longtime friend Terrence McConnell, and Bryn Mawr Trust in charge of the convicted murderer's millions. But Judge Leo Serini put the deal on hold. He ordered an independent psychiatric examination of DuPont to make sure he understands the settlement. DuPont's lawyers believe he already does.
Mr. DuPont's wishes are that the trust, as it's been established, will operate.
Judge Sereni suggested that DuPont's family, friends, and attorneys might want to rubber stamp a deal because they have designs on DuPont's money. Sereni blasted both sides, telling them the failure of attorneys and family not to have John DuPont involuntarily committed years before he murdered Olympic wrestler David Schultz was unconscionable. The judge asked, was it because no one wanted to kill the goose that lays the golden egg?
That is a media interpretation. It can't have happened in the past, but of course, that's not so.
How is it a media interpretation? He said it. The judge said it.
Well, then you'll have to ask him where he got the opinion.
John DuPont's psychiatric examination must be performed within 60 days after his sentencing, scheduled for April 22nd. Jean Sheehan says she just wants what's best for her brother. A judge says he wants to make sure what's best for John DuPont isn't making everyone else wealthy. John DuPont now resides in Norristown State Hospital. His fortune is estimated at $250 million.
In Philadelphia, a 25-year-old program is in turmoil tonight. Workers for the Parents Union, which helps students get placed in the city's special education programs, have been locked out of their offices. They say they have no idea why. Dave Schratweiser reports.
We don't have a clue as to why these people are causing this type of disruption.
When staff workers for the Parents Union in Center City showed up for work this morning, they got quite a surprise. They were locked out of their offices.
It's very difficult for us to perform our duties working under these conditions.
The Parents Union is a private advocacy group for students and parents in Philadelphia and surrounding school districts. The union helps parents get their children into special education programs. The lockout left 9 Parents Union employees working in the hallways and the lobby, meeting with parents, trying to keep previously scheduled appointments with no office to work from.
I'm working there. I'm in the hallway working. I don't have a place to come to, and I don't know why. And I think it's wrong what they're doing.
Ravia Jackson came to the Parents Union today hoping to get her son placed in a special education class. She and Parents Union specialist Joanne McKay ended up in the lobby discussing her son's case.
These people have been helping us parents with our children for years, trying to get our kids in the right proper programs and the proper schools.
Staffers say someone from the union's executive board left the offices with a man wearing an FBI hat carrying a box of records. The FBI said the person wearing the hat was not one of their agents. Union staff workers want to know what's going on.
When I was called this morning, I was told that an investigation was pending, but I can't imagine what the investigation is about or what's the focus of the investigation is. They wouldn't give me any more information.
We contacted a member of the executive board of the Parents Union to try and find out what's going on here, but the board member said she would have no comment, except to say that the board would be issuing a statement on the situation here next Tuesday. In Center City, Dave Schratweiser, Fox News.
When you looked out your window this morning, you were probably tempted to take a good hard look at the calendar. Ah, yes, spring. The snow started early this morning, but luckily didn't stick in too many places. Center City was pretty much spared. Most of the heavier snow fell to the north and east of the city. This is Richboro in Bucks County. Some people saw quite a bit of snow coating the ground like a winter wonderland, which is pretty, but not exactly what anyone wants this time of year.
Pretty and depressing. Hopefully we've seen the last of it.
But are we going to warm up? Rob Guarino's here with first weather on Fox. Rob.
Well, we thought we were going to see the last of it a couple of weeks ago, and it came back again. But for the most part, we have had a little bit of everything the past 24 hours. Wind, snow, rain, and even a few thunderstorms, and even some breaks of sunshine. Let's take a look at how we've fared so far today. And we had a high of 48 degrees. We should be at 63, so we are well below normal, about 15 degrees. Low this morning, 35, and about a quarter of an inch of precip out at the airport. Most of that was rain. Tomorrow morning, you're heading up early, doing some chores around the house, mostly cloudy skies and windy at about 41 degrees. Does it get warmer for the weekend? I'll have the answers when we return later in the broadcast. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Rob. Coming up next, O.J. Simpson's mother blames her own son for murder.
Oklahoma City prepares to remember America's worst bombing.
In our coverage of the Volunteer Summit, a look at how mentoring is helping to shape the lives of young people.
A man more than 100 years old outlives his pacemaker.
And the Senate prepares to vote on lowering car insurance. Details on these stories and more when the
Call for your free trial issue. Keep it and get a full year for $19.97. You'll also get 3 books free. 100 Ways to Burn Fat Faster, The Men's Health Guide to Intimacy, and Quick and Healthy Cooking for Men. When it comes to romance, Men's Health reveals what she really wants and shows you how to make your relationship intense and incredibly pleasurable. Subscribe now for just $19.97. Cancel anytime and keep the free books. You're a machine. Try Men's Health today. Beat the machine.
Something's fishy at the Texas State Capitol, and that's not a controversy so much as it's art. Our hometown reporter Jim Swift was there when an unusual display made a splash in the governor's office.
Presbyterians helped to battle the public education.
Amid the business as usual at the state capitol came cruising down the hall a fella determined to make waves in the governor's office. More on that in a minute. First, a little background.
So I just heard probably on a news report that Mrs. Bush, Laura Bush, was a supporter of the arts and was giving Texas artists exposure in the Capitol, the governor's office.
I think it's really important because I think our art in Texas really, all of it, I mean, our songwriters, our music, our mariachi bands, our painters, our sculpture, all of it really sort of express who we are as Texans.
So I thought, well, let's just see if she will be open to the idea of an art TV aquarium.
He called us and said he would love to set up an aquarium out there, and I thought that'd be great.
And sure enough, she was most generous in offering me some space here for one of my pieces.
So, Larry Piltz collaborated with well-known Austin photographer Alan Pogue on a Barton Springs theme for the aquarium.
You get to Barton Springs at all?
I don't get to Barton Springs at all. I used to when I lived here years ago when I was a librarian here. My girls go there, but actually, I'm seldom seen in a swimming suit.
Piltz finished off his aquarium installation with 5 plot goldfish. Fish that, until he saved them, were being raised to become dinner for bigger fish.
Oh, welcome home.
I'm excited.
Oh, well, me too.
It looks great.
The 20-gallon tank inside a 1951 RCA television chassis will remain here for as long as 6 months. A testimony to the allure of Barton Springs, to the notion that recycling can go beyond newspapers, bottles, and cans, to the whimsical creativity of Larry Piltz, and the purposeful energy of Laura Bush.
Good morning, Governor's office.
In Austin, in the office of the governor and his wife, Jim Swift.
And that's the news to this half hour. I'm Stan Turner with news straight from America's hometown. This is All News Channel.
Have you ever wanted to live a life of crime? Do you dream of being adored? Long for a taste of forbidden fruit? Have you ever wondered what it would be like to hear the cheers of the crowd? The call of the wild? Do you thirst for the touch of a stranger? The thrill of abandon? The rush of speed? But you just don't have the time. We do. The Showtime networks. Glorious films, superb original programming, and the scintillating chills of the sweet science. Showtime, the Movie Channel, Flicks, Sundance Channel, the Showtime networks. Go ahead. Feed your passion.
The WZBN Marketplace presents McDonald Jewelers. Engagement or wedding coming up? Lay away your 1, 2, or 3-piece wedding set now for your special event. Stop by McDonald Jewelers in Yardville today. Trenton Car Star Collision Repair Center, where America goes for quality collision repair. See Bobby Joyce at Trenton Car Star, 1704 South Olden Avenue in Hamilton. Summer is only weeks away, and summer sports camps at the College of New Jersey in Ewing are the perfect recreation for your children. Call 771-2230 for information and a brochure. STM Robotics. Their PCs are 100% upgradable, even to the new MMX. Is your PC? They service all brands of PCs and have the lowest prices on software and hardware. D&L Sound has moved to the 5 Points in Mercerville. See Don and Ted for professional and personal service for your car audio and security needs. D&L Sound now at 5 Points in Mercerville. To advertise on WZBN, call 586-4025.
You're watching the Mercer County Update. Local news that affects you. This is the award-winning WZBN Mercer County Update.
A Trenton dive team is called to the banks of the Delaware River late this morning. Their findings in a moment. Also on the way tonight, Hamilton police continue their manhunt for a murderer while a local teenager is charged in the death of a fellow classmate. A winter-like storm in springtime surprises area residents. What to expect this weekend later in weather. Plus, sports news and the Trenton Car Star Team of the Day. It's all on the way tonight here on the WZBN Mercer County Update for Friday, April 18th. Hi, I'm Laura Jones. Rescue workers and divers were called to the Delaware River late this morning for what was first reported as a capsized boat.
A closer look revealed the discovery to be a Ford Thunderbird that was evidently pushed into the Delaware River about 50 feet upstream in Trenton. Divers were sent in to check for occupants, but nothing was found. According to Chief Panachek of the Trenton Fire Department, the vehicle was stolen this morning from Bernice With of Clag Avenue in Trenton. At approximately 11:13 this morning, a passerby on Riverside Drive spotted what appeared to be a boat. From a cellular phone, a call was put in to police, with rescue personnel immediately responding. After searching the area for signs of life, a tow truck was dispatched to pull the Thunderbird from the river.
The inclement weather hampered initial attempts at retrieval as the dive team had to battle the cold, rain, and a rapid current of about 10 knots.
The car was located along the towpath near Riverside Drive. Retrieval efforts took just under 2 hours. Police have not yet determined who stole the car as the investigation continues.
Meanwhile, a local student involved in a fatal car accident that killed a Lawrence High School junior last month faces severe charges.
17-year-old Lawrence High School junior Evan Moeller, driver of the car that killed 16-year-old Lawrence High School junior Aaron Peterson last month, was charged with death by auto, according to a published report. After police detected a scent of what appeared to be alcohol on his breath, blood samples were taken from Muller and showed that the teen was not legally drunk when he lost control of his car on Baker's Basin Road, but alcohol was in his system. Muller, a resident of Washington Township, has also been charged with motor vehicle offenses and underage drinking. If you recall, the accident occurred at approximately 3 p.m. on March 25th when Muller lost control of his Honda Civic hatchback and slammed into a utility pole, killing Peterson. According to police, Muller was heading west on Baker's Basin Road toward Route 1 when his car slid sideways across the road. The rear of the driver's side of the car slammed into a utility pole, ricocheting into a tree where the car came to rest. Peterson, who suffered severe head injuries, was not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the accident. Mercer County Prosecutor Lonnie Hand refused to comment on the case, but did confirm that because he is a juvenile, Muller's penalty may be more lenient than if he were tried as an adult. 2 other passengers in the car, 16-year-olds Greg Pataki and Jacqueline Borzio, suffered minor injuries. School attendance records show all 4 students left school early on the day of the accident. In Lawrence, Reed Lamberty, WZBN News.
All right, thanks, Reed. Hamilton police are taking their investigation of last Thursday's murder to the streets.
Motorists traveling down South Broad near Layler Street in Hamilton Township were met by a large roadblock and dozens of officers on Thursday night. While it looked just like a DWI checkpoint, it wasn't. Instead of looking for drunk drivers, police were probing for information. You see, Hamilton's law enforcement community has decided to reach out to the public in hopes of piecing together the moments leading up to the murder of Peter Rodriguez. The Trenton man found fatally injured on Rieger Avenue last Thursday night, April 10th, after sustaining several massive blows to the head.
Our investigation uncovered the fact that the victim had been dropped off in the area about a half a mile down the street in the city of Trenton.
We control the ball.
Houston, we have a sales event.
And now during GMC Red Letter Day Spring Sales Event, you can make your mark with a Jimmy for just $249 a month for 24 months. And that's with a Vortec V6, available 74 cubic feet of cargo space, and a commanding view of the road. So hurry, as they say.
Everything in the universe has a beginning and an end.
See your Tri-State GMC dealer today.
Who is today's man?
Well, he's confident, voracious. You know, he has an appetite for quality things. He's obsessed with quality. He wants a good price.
At today's man, a little money goes a long way. Now choose from thousands of suits from designers like Burt Pulitzer, Ron Chereskin, and Oleg Cassini for only $199. Today's man, better quality clothing at less than department store sale prices.
Today's man, he knows what he likes. Boy, does he ever.
It's difficult to improve on works of nature, but somehow we managed. Introducing the new Jeep Cherokee. With over 40 advancements, it's not just different, it's better. Now lease the new Jeep Cherokee for $229 a month.
See your key states Jeep and Eagle dealers.
Test drive the 1997 Subaru Outback, the world's first sport utility wagon.
Now's the time to show you why we're the one. Come to your local Subaru dealer to test drive the #1 selling wagon in America and see why the Subaru Legacy is #1 for household loyalty in its class. Your local Subaru dealer is now celebrating We're the One. Get great factory-to-dealer savings, below market financing, or low lease rates. See why we're the one.
Check out the full line of all-wheel drive cars from Subaru, including my Outback.
But hurry, offer ends soon.
Flooding continues to cause headaches and heartaches for residents in the plains. In Grand Forks, North Dakota, floodwaters surged over a dike, turning neighborhoods into swamps. The mayor ordered a citywide evacuation of the town's more than 50,000 residents. Sandbagging efforts are doing little to stop the Red River, which has swollen from melting snow. The National Weather Service says the Red River will rise to 53 feet by tomorrow, and that is 25 feet above flood stage. That is incredible flooding.
Makes what we're dealing with pale in comparison.
Yeah.
Still depressing nonetheless.
Yeah, it snowed some spots, and some folks may be thinking, is this the latest it's ever snowed? And actually, we've had a snow as late as April 27th on the calendar in Philadelphia. We had 1/10 of an inch back several years ago. So, you know, it's snowed later than this. So all in all, it should be improving. Let's check out what's happening as far as the numbers today. 48 degrees, a chilly day, and when you throw in that wind, it felt like the 20s most of the afternoon. Low this morning, 35. Normal high, well away from that at 63. Low, 43. Record high, 91 in 1896. 20 degrees back in 1875. And there's your sunrise and sunset. Sunset tomorrow at around 7:45 or so. Right now, 46 out at the airport. Humidity not bad at 56%. Barometer is really low because of that big storm offshore. Winds at 33. We just had a gust of 44 miles an hour, and that gives us a wind chill here in late April in Philadelphia at 18 degrees. It has really been cranking out there. Here's the 40-plus club. We're talking about wind gusts here this afternoon and this evening, and all these locations were 40 miles an hour or higher. Reading at 40 miles an hour, Allentown 45. Philadelphia had a gust about 4 o'clock this afternoon at 46 miles an hour, and Wilmington at 44, and even down at the shore, winds were gusting over 40 miles an hour at times from Wildwood up through Atlantic City. Temperatures around the area, well, they're pretty much in the 30s and 40s. There is some milder air, but it's just not getting in here, and it's going to take a while. There it is off to the south, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Lexington, all in the 50s. We've still got a little while before we get into those warmer temperatures. We'll start to feel it a little bit tomorrow, but the wind chill has been the big factor, and the colder temperatures. Numbers right now, 37 Trenton, 45 Reading, and 48 Harrisburg. You throw in that wind, 30, 40 miles an hour, this is what it looks like. In the teens. Trenton coming in at 17, Atlantic City also 17, and it feels like 19 in the Lehigh Valley. Here's the cloud cover. This is like a big hurricane here. Big storm offshore. Really started cranking up yesterday and through today, and we'll show it to you again. We're on the western or southern fringe right now, so we had a few showers, and every once in a while, this storm is like a big spoke a wheel, and it throws off a little chunk of moisture, and we'll show it to you on radar. And there's that little chunk of moisture now continuing to head south. There's another one that may come through in the early morning hours. It'll be quick. It'll move out of here. It'll be a little gusty at times as far as the winds, and then the sun may come out later in the day. So closer in, again, Doppler radar shows that little band of rain moving south. Philadelphia right now in pretty good shape, just a sprinkle or two. It'll be dry for a while, again, most of the night. But again, there's another band up to the north that may sweep through here in the morning. Here's how the map shapes up. Take a look at this. We'll show you tomorrow. There's the wind, windy conditions throughout the day tomorrow. Still dealing with 20 to 30 mile an hour winds, and it's a cold wind. But as the storm moves away and you look on Sunday, here's this wind. It'll start to push away from us and head up to New England. The winds die down. We get some sunshine, and hopefully this storm will stay off to our south and we dry out on Sunday. So here's the forecast. We'll start with overnight tonight. Cloudy skies, windy, rain ends, but again, maybe a shower early morning. Wind chill still hanging around the 20s, low of 37 degrees. For tomorrow, we look for, looks like cloudy skies and windy. Wind chill still holding in the 30s, an afternoon high of 54 degrees. Tomorrow night, down to around 40 degrees, clouds and cool, less wind, so it won't feel as cold. Poconos and Shore, still a rough time down at the beach. Still some pretty gusty winds tomorrow at 52. Poconos, still a couple of flurries in the morning at 46. And the extended forecast, it finally does improve, but it takes, well, through most of the weekend to get there. Sunday, the best day of the weekend. Monday, 60 and partly sunny. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, we bring back the chance of a few more showers. But look at the temperatures, Rich and Jacqueline. Starting to work their way up, 64 and 68 as we head to the middle part of the week. We got to wait a little longer, but it's getting there.
All right, thanks, Rob. We'll be right back with the latest on Gary Heidnik. His execution has been rescheduled.
Sunday on an all-new X-Files. How do you find someone
We're looking for a man who can appear to be his own father or anyone else.
who can transform himself
Is everything okay?
into anyone? What the hell? Even an FBI agent.
Now I'm seeing a whole new side of you.
The X-Files, Sunday at 9 on Fox Philadelphia.
Only one man can save the world from disaster.
Who'd have thought a nuclear reactor would be so complicated? Well, tonight, following the 10 o'clock news on Fox Philadelphia.